Related stressors are pushing many of us to near breaking point. That's why you should consider the stress and pain relieving products from sunny-bay.com, like our lavender neck wraps and pads infused with premium Washington lavender buds. They relieve tension and relax with a soothing scent of lavender. And lifestyle expert Jennifer Bonner recommends products from Sunny Bay.
Sunny Bay's hands-free neck wrap should be your go-to pain relief solution.
Give gifts to family and friends that relieve stress and pain. Give love and care by giving the best. Give pillows, neck wraps, and body wraps from sunny-bay.com, a Biomed DB design company. Just click sunny-bay.com. That's sunny-bay.com.
Who's ready for some good, clean fun? The Ocala RV Show, Thursday, March 4th through Sunday the 7th at the Florida Horse Park. Central Florida's largest RV show. Hundreds of RVs on display, all outdoors. Plus RV lifestyle booths and daily door prizes. No purchase necessary. Buy one, get one free Thursday only. First responders save $2 every day. The Ocala RV Show, March 4th through 7th. Thursday, 9 till 5, Sunday, 10 till 4 at the Florida Horse Park. U.S. Highway 475 South, Ocala. Get ready for some good, clean fun.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. If you want to be part of the conversation, 622-9622 is the number to call. I'm Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. During the timeout, during the break, I got an email. If you want to email me, you can at tom@woca.com. I'll take all your emails there. I got an email that I checked on my phone that said, Tom, the demonstration of how slavery was is a good, powerful tool, but the teacher used it the wrong way. She should have had white students stand up and be bought by black students. No, she shouldn't have. You don't humiliate a child regardless of their skin color or skin tone to try to teach slavery. There are plenty of movies they're very good at doing this. There's conversation pieces you can have. There's stories you can read to them. You can read Harriet Beecher Stowe to a high school, make a high school students read Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin and discuss it. You can watch The Underground Railroad that was produced in the 1960s. It's a movie about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. I think Disney had something to do with that back in the 60s. Alex Haley's Roots, the miniseries or the book, if you're in high school. But you don't stand any child up in front of other children and auction them off to try to show how the atrocities of slavery was. There are many avenues you can show the atrocities of slavery without putting children up in an embarrassing situation where other children are bidding on them. And you have to call him master or her master now. And if you run away, you could be killed. That's not how you teach. That's how you traumatize. You definitely don't do it with African-American students standing up at the classroom and being bid on by white students. But as the person who emailed me, you don't flip that either. You don't do it, period. There are many avenues to properly teach the atrocities that were the slavery years of this country without having to belittle, embarrass, or degrade any student by putting them in front of a classroom and selling them like they were a slave. Are you just... I'm about to get angry, folks. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks. Who's this?
Good morning, Tom. It's Sonny again. Do you know that in the 1850s we had what we called, the servitude? In other words, people looking to come to this country from Ireland, because don't forget in the 1850s they had the potato famine.
Yeah, people worked as indentured servants.
And a lot of the Irish
and
didn't even own property.
Right.
So they either had the money to pay their ticket, or they signed an agreement that once they got to the United States, they would be indentured.
Right. The Irish did it.
Servants.
The Irish did it. The Asians did it. The Italians did it. But they did indentured. They weren't taken against their will in chains and brought over here as the African Americans were by the Dutch. There's a difference between indentured servants and slaves. Thanks for the call, Sonny. There's a huge difference. And yes, indentured servants. And by the way, a lot of times those indentured servants were taken advantage of, and it was basically slavery. I understand where you were going with that, Sonny. A lot of the Irish that came over here as indentured servants were supposed to work 7 years, just as they had in fiefdoms and all in the mother country as indentured servants, and unscrupulous business owners and all basically turned them into slaves as well. But they came over here on their own accord into a bad situation they didn't realize was going to be a bad situation. The African Americans didn't come over here on their own accord. So when people always make the argument, well, the Irish went through the same thing, the Italians went through, no, we didn't. The German, nope. Mm-mm. It was a bad, bad situation. Lots of Irish people were indentured for longer servitude periods than they had agreed to, along with the Asians that built the railroad, the Chinese that came and built the railroad, the Italians that settled in the Upper East Side and all of New York. They all came over, a bunch of them came over as indentured, got taken advantage of, but it's not the same thing. Look, I grew up in the Deep South. I didn't see the atrocities of Jim Crow. I was a little too young for that. By the time I got into school in the 70s and the mid-70s, the early 70s, mid-70s, late 70s, it was just racist. It wasn't You know, there wasn't no different water fountains, different bathrooms. There were racist, but there were not different bathrooms. It's not Jim Crow laws. But whether you like it or not, for a very long time, a certain group of this country were thought of as secondary people. You can't deny that. It happened. But by teaching it, by still belittling students and embarrassing them, or trying to erase it from history discussions altogether like it never happened. And that's what's happening with the cancel culture that's trying to take down statues and everything to anybody that was ever racist or had, you know, ownership of slaves and all, is you're trying to say if we take all the statues down and all, you know, if we don't talk about it, then, you know, we're good. No, we're not. You have to talk about history, good, bad, and indifferent, so that we don't still continue to do things erroneously. Slavery is horrible. It was a terrible blight on the American history. But it happened. And you can't run from it, but you can't teach it by degrading students, by standing them up in front of classes and having mock sales of them. And this is not an isolated event. I gave you all kind of Florida. It happened in Florida. A Florida high school teacher, Wisconsin teachers, Tennessee teachers, teacher in New York State. It happens all over. I don't think they do it maliciously. I think they're erroneous in what they think is the proper way to teach it. And, you know, I've always said, hey, until you walk a mile in their shoes. I did. I taught for 5 years. U.S. history. I had to teach this curriculum. I had to, one of the 3-week periods in my classroom, you had to cover the atrocities of slavery. Because if you didn't, you were leaving out part of U.S. history. Andrew Jackson was a racist man who hated the Native Americans. That hatred was born into him by his family and all as he grew up in the Tennessee frontier. And he fought the Native Americans in that area as the Native Americans said he was intruding on their land. And that's what was the basis of the Trail of Tears, was his hatred for the Native Americans from his time fighting with them in the Tennessee wilderness. Andrew Jackson was a mean, nasty, mean-spirited guy when it came to how he dealt with the Native Americans. We still got to teach about it, though. Just changing the name of a high school in Jacksonville is not going to make it go away. Andrew Jackson's thoughts and how he treated and how he, as president, forced the Native Americans out of places like Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, and sent them to reservations in Oklahoma where millions of them died on the way. But just because we take his name off a building doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Just because you don't stand a student up in the middle of class and belittle or degrade him by having other students bid on him or her doesn't mean that you can't teach about the atrocities of slavery, because it happened. But in 2021, you don't stand a student up in the middle of a class and have other students bid on him. The hell is wrong with people? We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll wrap up a Tuesday edition of Ocala Talks right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Who's ready for some good, clean fun? The Ocala RV Show, Thursday, March 4th through Sunday the 7th at the Florida Horse Park, Central Florida's largest RV show. Hundreds of RVs on display, all outdoors. Plus RV lifestyle booths and daily door prizes. No purchase necessary. Buy one, get one free Thursday only. First responders save $2 every day. The Ocala RV Show, March 4th through 7th. Thursday 9 till 5, Sunday 10 till 4 at the Florida Horse Park, U.S. Highway 475 South, Ocala. Get ready for some good, clean fun.
Well, hello there. Danny Boy here. Now, I've been suffering from some bad luck lately. I've been sick and weak, and I've even been falling down, don't you know? But now I've got the luck of the Irish. I'm choosing Palm Garden for my rehab. I might not find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I'm lucky to be getting back in my health. With a little help from Palm Garden will get me back home really fast. Visit Palm Garden, located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street, right here in Ocala, don't you know?
Hey folks, if you need more proof that spring has sprung, then you gotta visit Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Ocala's gorgeous 5-acre park that's ready and waiting for all spring has to offer. There's a giant selection of spring annuals, just $1.99, or mix and match a huge flat of 18 for just $19.99. Here's a breakthrough super price, smaller size Southern Charm pink azaleas, regularly $8.99, just $2.99 each. Got that? And of course, budded and blooming heirloom azaleas, thousands to choose from. They start at just $12.99, and you can mix or match during the shrub sale. Take your pick for just $3.99 each. Come have fun. Bring your walking shoes to the Camellia Show Spectacular at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
What you need is RoofMax. RoofMax is a revolutionary green roofing solution that can save you $10,000 or more by greatly extending the life of your existing roof. Here's how it works. Asphalt roof shingles have essential oils to keep them flexible and waterproof. Over time, this oil dries out, causing your roof to become brittle and slowly break apart. A RoofMax treatment saturates your roof with millions of microbeads, restoring flexibility and continued waterproof protection. It's like a skin moisturizer for asphalt shingles. RoofMax treatments are guaranteed for 5 years, and repeating treatments can extend your roof's life for up to 15 years for a fraction of the cost of replacement. RoofMax uses satellite measurement software to provide a hassle-free, contact-free price quote over the phone in under 5 minutes. No in-person house call required. Get your instant quote by calling 352-639-2777. That's 352-639-2777.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.